this angle is small omega. This angle we have written as capital omega, and these are the axes here. Here is the x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. X, Y, and Z, these are the inertial axes. So here you have three parameters visible, and one more parameter which we can indicate here is the angle with the plane. This is the I angle, which we can also show by drawing a line perpendicular to the plane of the orbit, and so this is your I angle. The four are visible, and those which are not visible, they are E, A, and B. But semi-major axis and true anomaly. So to work out this problem, we have the R0 vector given here in this direction, and let us say the V0 vector is given here in this direction. We have shown that this angle is alpha and this angle is beta, the flight path angle. Now we will start writing the expression for the conic section. The other expression we have from this place, just we can look into this R0, this can be broken along this direction, and R theta dot along this direction. So we have R dot equal to V0 cos alpha, and R ton theta dot, this is V0 sin alpha. Because the components of V are given, V vector is given to you initially, which consists of x dot, y dot, z dot. So V0 is known to you. This is a known quantity. Similarly, the R vector is given, so your x, y, and z is known, and therefore R is also known quantity. So here in this place, this R dot, R theta dot, all this can be computed. Now here the cos alpha, first of all we will have to determine what is the value of the cos alpha. Given this V0 we know, and this basic expression which is known to us. So using this information we have to work out. Another information that we are having, this is H equal to R cross V. So here in this case, at the point of injection, we can write this as H mod is equal to R cross V, R0 times V0 sin alpha. So first our intention is to determine this alpha. The another expression that we can write R dot times R times V. This will be R0 V0 cos alpha, and this is nothing but R0 we know, R0 we can write as x dot I cap plus y dot j cap and z times k cap, and R0 dot we can write as x dot I cap so therefore following this we can write this as z0 z0 dot. From this place we have cos alpha equal to x0 x0 dot plus y0 y0 dot In the inertial navigation system, you get all the components. Therefore, all these components are available. So from here, the cos alpha is known to us. Similarly, this H is given here in this format. So from there, the sin alpha can be determined. So first of all, we need to work out R0, V0, which as a usual we write as in the form of determinant and work it out. Zero by zero, Z. So therefore, H can be written as, if we write for simplicity, if we write this as the Ax times I cap, Ay times J cap, and Az times K cap, so H becomes X square plus, and therefore your sin alpha is divided by R0, V0, that means X square plus. Now using this sin alpha and cos alpha, which we have written on the previous page as x0 x0 dot plus y0 y0 dot divided by r0 v0, you can determine the value of alpha. One thing that we should keep in mind here, if we consider this orbit elliptical here in this case, and this is the focus, from the focus always the radius vector is determined. So what we can see, if this is the radius vector, the velocity vector is here in this direction, tangent to the trajectory. So this angle is your alpha angle. If you are here in this point, this is the radius vector and the velocity vector is tangent, so this is the angle here. Similarly, here in this point, the radius vector and this is the velocity vector. So this is 90 degree at the periaxis. If you come to this point, the radius vector is here and velocity vector is here, again this angle is 90 degrees. But while you come on this side, the radius vector is here and the velocity vector is here. This angle is alpha. So all the way from here to here, you are getting alpha as acute angle, less than 90 degrees. At these 2 points, you are getting alpha to be 90 degrees. In this point, all over this, you will find this angle to be greater than 90 degrees, obtuse angle. So if you are using only the sine function, you won't be able to determine the value of alpha correctly, because this the sine function here in between 0 and pi, this is always positive. With cosine, we have 90 degrees at 0, this is 1, and then it goes down. So yes, using the cosine, you will be able to determine whether it's a between 0 and 90 or it's a between 90 and 180. So both of them can be used to resolve where the particle is lying in the orbit, and this is required while solving certain problems. Okay, so once we have determined alpha, so alpha is determined. Next, we have to work out this A, E, etc. and H already we have worked out. It's determined. So the next step is to write the conic section equation in this format and then differentiate this with time. So from here you can get this E sin theta minus minus cancels out, L by R square R dot by theta. Okay, also this expression can be written as E cos theta equal to L by R minus 1. So this is L by R square, and R dot we know that this is quantity is V0 cos alpha. Alpha already we have determined, and theta dot is theta dot times R square. This is H. So theta dot is H by R square. Therefore we can write this as H by R square. So this gets reduced to E sin theta L times V0 cos alpha divided by H. And L and H, they are connected together. They are not independent of each other. So we need to rewrite them. So we use this expression mu times L is equal to H square. So we can use this to eliminate this part here and simplify it. Okay, so first we rewrite this part here in a simple format and then we expand it. L by R square, R dot and theta dot is H by R square, L by R square, and R cancels out, so L times R dot divided by H. This is your E sin theta. And E cos theta is written here in the slide. So why we are doing this? Because we want to estimate here the eccentricity. And this we are doing in a scalar way. Eccentricity determination using the burnout data. So here we have E sin theta equal to L by H from the previous page times R dot multiply up and down by mu and this times R dot. So mu times L, this becomes H square divided by mu times H, and H equal to R0 V0 sin alpha. All these quantities are known to us already. Alpha we have determined R0 V0. R dot is also known to us, which is nothing but V0 cos alpha and divided by mu cos alpha divided by mu. This is in this one. Everything determined in terms of burnout data, R0, V0, and alpha we have already determined. Similarly, the E cos theta, which we have written as L by R minus 1, this can be rewritten as L equal to H square divided by mu R minus 1, and H square then becomes R0 square V0 square sin square alpha, and then divided by mu and R0 minus 1. R0 will cancel out, and this gives us R0 V0 square. So use these two expressions, this and this, to determine E. So simply squaring and adding. If we write R0 V0 square, okay, we can expand it and then we can simplify it. So little bit of mathematics only. What is important to note here that using this equation, not only you can determine E, but also you can determine theta. So theta will have value ranging from 0 to 60 degrees. I have kept here 0 equal to, because the 360 and 0 they coincide with each other. So 0 to 360 degrees theta will be having value. So using this formulation, we are able to determine E and theta. So we can wind it up here. R0 square V0 to the power 4 cos square alpha divided by mu square. These two we can combine together. Here this is the part of this. From here it is coming out. Common number 2 R0 B0 square. So this is the expression for C in little simplified form. Tan theta, it can be written in terms of E sin theta divided by E cos theta. And for notational simplicity, this can be written as A cos alpha divided by A sin alpha minus 1, where A equal to R0 B0 square sin alpha divided by 1. And this expression is also very important. This is an important equation. In various places this is required. So from here you have the theta determined. However, the theta is not determined like this because theta lies between 0 and 360 degrees. And this needs to be resolved using the sin theta and cos theta value. For the sin theta, it goes like this, up to 360 degree here, and the cos theta, it goes from 90 degree to 0 and then 180 degree, 270 and then 360. So looking at the sign, if this is positive, so it's a line between 0 and 90 degrees. Sin theta is positive, cos theta is negative, it's a line between 0 and 180, and 90 and 180 degrees. If both are negative, this is sin theta is negative, cos theta is negative, means it's a 270 degree, 180 and 270. While cos theta is positive and sin theta is negative, so at that time this is 270 and 360 degrees. So you can decide where the satellite is lying in the orbit. And the same thing we can do using the vector method also. But this is the way while you do the coding, so at that time you can work out using this method. Your sin theta is known to you and cos theta is known to you, whether it's a plus minus or whether this is plus minus. So using this plus minus sign, you can resolve in which quadrant your theta is lying. Okay, time is over. So we'll continue discussing this. So how many parameters we have worked out today? This is E and theta. Then next will be determination of A. Determination of A is very simple. Okay. As compared to all this, simply use this expression b square by 2 minus mu by r equal to minus mu by 2 and rewrite this. So from here, A will be equal to mu divided by b square by 2. This 2 comes here in this case. And this can be simplified to write in this way: r divided by 2 minus rb square divided by mu. So this is your semi-major axis. So this way we have A, E and theta determined from the burnout data, because here the V is known to you, the magnitude by x dot square plus y dot square z dot square equal to V square. So this is known, R is known to you because x, y and z is given to you. Mu is already known because this is the planetary gravitational constant and therefore A is also known. Rest we are left with finding out the small omega, capital omega and theta or tau. Okay, these are the things which need to be worked out. So we'll do it in the next class. Please respond to the attendance. Shivam,
Present, sir.
Raghav, Vivek, Parth Srivastava,
Present, sir.
Hariharan,
Present, sir.
Giri, Aurya,